Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Crystal and I'm really excited today because I got my hands on the brand new Natasha Denona Retro palette. Now this is a midi size palette, which means it sells for $65 US. I did get mine a day before it launched because I am just super magical. No, I'm just kidding. I ordered it on the Natasha Denona website. But if you want to know all about this palette, including swatches, all that stuff, then, oh, and how I got this look, I forgot. I'm a terrible YouTuber. Just keep watching. But before we get into the video, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and join the squad. We'd love to have you. Go ahead and give this video a like if you don't mind. It really does help my channel. And comment down below. Let me know, did you pick up this palette? Are you wanting to pick up this palette? Or just what do you think of my eye look? Or just say hi. You know, what's up? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so right here is what the palette looks like. We have 15 gorgeous shades in various finishes. I am going to pop up the video. I did like a close-up of the swatches. Some of them like swatched better than others. Mostly like when you get into the really dark, like deep matte tones. I did struggle with them a little bit, but nothing that I couldn't get past. Further into the video, I'm going to be swatching the colors individually so you can see a little more close up and answer any questions about how each of the individual shades performed. But let's just jump right on into the individual swatches and how I created both of these looks. Okay, so I'm going to start off by swatching each shade. Even though I already did like the full arm of swatches, I want to give you the shade name and let you see it for yourself. So very first, we have this beautiful kind of pinky gold duochrome. This is called Glitz. Then we have this matte shade called Andy. It's beautiful, like very pinky purple. I can't just say mauve because there's so many mauves in this palette. It definitely pulls a little more pink than purple. Next up, we have the shade Jude. It's just a beautiful, nice metallic. See, it's like a, like a taupey mauve metallic. Next up, we have another matte, and this one, is it matte or mod? I'm so blind. This one is called Mod. I'm guessing like modern. This is the palest shade actually in the whole shadow, so hopefully you can see it on my skin there. I will be 100% honest, when I first swatched this out on my arm, some of these matte shades I felt like were a little bit hard to swatch, but we know, swatches don't mean everything. But I did see a tutorial earlier from Angela Bright, and she kind of was struggling with some of the darker mattes in the palette as well. Nothing that we couldn't like work past, but also, I don't know what's going on. I was waiting for the FedEx guy all day. It was in the truck at like 9 a.m. this morning. And I literally gave up and thought it wasn't coming till tomorrow. So I just had to throw on a sundress and I'm wearing a sports bra. So please don't look at me from like here down. Then we have, let's see, Vivian. I thought it said Winnie. I need to go to the eye doctor. This is just a really like soft pink. It looks a little shimmery in the pan, but I'd say it's more like a satin. Then we have another matte. This one is called Groove. Try to get a good amount of product on there so I can kind of make a good swatch. So this is a really deep berry shade. Now keep in mind my finger is stained and it was only on there for a minute before I wiped it off. So just keep in mind when choosing your shadows, or use some sort of, like a primer maybe that helps prevent a little bit of that staining. Gosh, Crystal, spit it out. Next, we have this beautiful brown that has just a little bit of purple undertone. It's really pretty. I really love this shade, and it's called Apart. This one definitely, to me, it took a few times to swatch to get it to show up really on my arm. It's called Psychedelic, and it's definitely more one of those drier, kind of flaky type shades, but not necessarily like super flaky, but definitely doesn't feel, like super metallic or like a super shock or anything. It felt a little gritty in the pan, but oh my gosh, like that one is so pretty. Then we have this matte called Gogo, and this is kind of one of the mid-tone, like mauve with a little bit more of like a red undertone in it. Next we have, I gotta wipe off my hand. We have another, like, I want to say metallic. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I swatched it. Okay, this is called Patty, and yes, it is a metallic. It's kind of like the metallic version of the last shade that we just seen. It's the burgundy, but it has more of like a red-orange tone in it. We have Swing next. Swing is a beautiful, deep berry metallic. Look at this. Like, oh my goodness. And that one feels so just creamy and yummy. Then we have the shade called Nude Mauve, and I'm trying to really like dry my hand off because it is a matte. And these I kind of struggled to swatch a little bit. Really get my finger in there. This is Nude Mauve. Definitely having my hand a little bit wet from the makeup wipe is helping it go on a lot easier. Next up, we have this beautiful shade called Rebellion, and I think this is one of the 3 deeper shades in the palette. Look at that. Just perfect raspberry, blackberry mixed together, like Marionberry? Let's go Marionberry. Beautiful Marionberry matte. That one actually performed quite nice, but that is one you need to watch out for as far as staining goes. That's the one that, yeah, when I tried to scrub it off my arm was the most, I'd say, difficult. You've seen how long it was on there, and I was scrubbing, and that's as good as I've got. So, and my finger. Next, we have this beautiful shimmer, I don't know, borderline shimmer and metallic. It is called Hello. Definitely metallic, but I don't know. I see like some little glitters in there. Just like microscopic. But that color, again, stunning. Like this palette has me so in ready. I was combining in love and ready with fall. And then our last shade is called Amara, and it is another deep matte. I'm going to show you in just a second. So this one was the one I struggled the most with as far as doing the arm swatches. So that is all 15 shades in the Natasha Denona Midi Retro. Let me just show you really quick. My palette's messed up. I'm so mad. It's something so petty, but I honestly like struggle with OCD, and like the A on the front of my palette's messed up. Can you guys see that? And it's not like something that just wipes off. It's like the machine slipped or something, and it's driving me nuts. But it is, if I didn't show you earlier, beautiful like mauve outside color here. I love when the companies cover up the mirror so that it doesn't blind you when I try to show you the palette. So some of these, like when I first looked at them, I was like, there's like so many similar shades. But honestly, these 2 mattes right here, they look so similar just to look straight on, but the undertone is completely different. Like one is more like purple berry, and one is more of like a more red prominent berry. I'm sorry, I'm like having a hard day describing colors. And then this one over here definitely is like completely different than these 2. So even though the overall tone is definitely like mauves, purples, berries, there aren't any shades that are so close together that aren't different like textures. Like these 2 right here are very similar in color, but obviously one's a metallic and one is the matte. So I just wanted to point it out. And this one definitely is the one that's most like a topper shade in my opinion. This one is super, super light, but it definitely feels more creamy than this shade here. So let's jump right on in. I'm trying to decide if I want to do 2 looks or just 1. I think I'm going to keep it really simple and just do, who am I kidding? Let's do a light eye and then a dark eye. Hopefully it won't stain me too bad in case I need to go out into the Publix. I don't know why I said that. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with an E37 to start. It is an all-over blending brush. Ooh, actually, I'm going to remember something that was said. So earlier when I was watching Angela's video, she said that with those, let me show you. She did a look with these like red tones here, and especially with these, she said to go in and like more like place the product and then blend because that's what she found to be like the most helpful. I'm going to go into the Amara, which is this shade here. I'm just going to place that all over my crease. Let me grab my little brush. This is my first time playing with this, and these colors are like some of my favorite colors, but also ones I don't wear a whole lot. So I don't know exactly how this look is gonna turn out. You know, there are way more like professional beauty channels than me that I'm sure will probably do much more beautiful looks, but I just want to have fun, and I thought this palette was so gorgeous. So now that I have that color laid down, I'm going to go in with my blending brush here, the one I was saying, and I'm going to go into, let me show you really quick. I'm going to go into Mod to just blend that out. Little bit of kick up in the pan, not bad. I don't think anyone watching this is really going to care because you know the overall quality of Natasha Denona is bomb. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I messed up. That showed up way more than I thought it was going to. Okay, don't worry, we can fix it. We're just gonna go back in to Amara and get some more shadow since I completely made it go away. That was cool. I'm glad I did that. Made me look really, really cool. I was just trying to blend that out. Now I feel like I have this like all over my face. What is going on? Please send help. Oh my goodness. Oh well, every time you get a new palette, I feel like it is a learning curve for sure. So I'm just going to go into a different blending brush. This one's actually quite large. So I'm going to take something smaller. Where's my ref for number 14? That's like one of my favorite brushes. Did I get it? Yeah. I actually washed my brushes. I know, you guys would be super, super proud of me. So I'm going to go into Amara just one more time now that I have the color laid down. And I'm just going to go back and forth with my number 14 refer in my, just along to give my eye the shape that I want. So now I'm going to go into this Rebellion shade and just kind of deepen up the outer corner a little bit. I'm going to go back into the shadow I used for the brush I used for placing that, and so that I can just lay the color down where I want it. So I gotta know how many of you guys ordered this palette. I know whenever Natasha releases something new, it's a huge deal because everyone loves it. Especially like when we seen that it was going to be a midi palette, I was so excited because I was like, there's no way I'm spending $129 on a palette. I've just been buying like way too much makeup lately. So I was pleasantly surprised when it turned out that it was indeed a midi. I think that's like the perfect size for me because everyone, you know, I don't want to say I don't know if you realize, but like the $25 palettes, yes, awesome. I love it. It's a great price point and it's accessible for a lot of people. But if you actually look, like the amount of product that's in there is like not a lot. Like most shadows, like single shadows in a palette are like between like a gram to like a gram 0.2, sometimes upwards of like a gram and a half. And I think those literally have like 0.8 of each shade. So you're not getting a whole lot of product. Not that it matters. I just thought that was like a fun fact. It's not like deepening up quite as much as I thought it was going to. So I'm going to go into Groove. That's that other, the purple that look kind of exactly the same. And I'm just going to put that on top. Oh yeah. See, that's what I was looking for. So anyways, back to what I was saying. If you picked up this palette or you're going to, you'll have to let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I just think it is so pretty and the colors are definitely perfect for the season that we're going into. I am so ready for like cardigans and football, and like I'm not ready for it to get dark at 4 p.m. though. I just can't stand that at all. So instead of doing like a halo eye, I really want to try to keep the inner part of my eye lighter just because I think personally on me that it looks better. So I want to I'm just wiping the excess shadow off my 14 And I'm just gonna just soften the edges just a little bit. I'm not trying to be perfect, and it's a good thing because I can't be. I'm not an eyeshadow sensei or whatever. But overall, like, I am pleased with how that looks. So I'm just gonna use my number 23, which is the tiniest pencil brush ever from Rephr, and I'm gonna go in first to that dark shade, which was Groove, the one that actually showed up. I had first went into Rebellion, but it wasn't deepening it like enough for my liking. And I'm just going to go bring the lower lash line to the like upper outer corner, just so we can kind of bring the top and the bottom together. I feel like, as you guys know, I'm, you know, like, not like one of these 20-something beauty channels. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like, I had a wonderful, like, set of 20s or whatever. But I just don't remember, like, especially, like, in the early 2000s in high school, like, I don't feel like lower lash line was a thing. I felt like if you did anything, you did, like, eyeliner, you know, and mascara. But definitely, like, within the last few years, at least for me, is when, like, the lower lash line really, like, started becoming a thing. Because, like, YouTube kind of, I feel like, made it into a thing. I definitely not going to make the same mistake and go into Mod, because that was way too light. So I'm going to go into Vivian, which is this shade right here, just to kind of blend out that deeper color. But not, I don't want to blow it out, like, too much. Just kind of want to take it right under that shade and just kind of diffuse it a little bit and bring it towards the center, but I'm not going to bring it all the way up. Okay, so I am really happy with how that looks. Now I'm going to do a shimmer shade. I'm just going to go right in with my finger. I want to, ooh, which one do I want to use, because they're both so pretty? I think I'm going to go into Glitz first, and then we can put some, that's this one right here, the kind of duochrome, and then we can put some of that, like, on top if we need any more sparkle. Oh, that's so pretty. Fingers are excellent tools, but I feel like if you have larger fingers like me, then you kind of can feel my pain or know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I feel like they kind of get in the way of my looks just a little bit, or like shadow goes where I never intended for it to go. So now that I have that laid down, I do have just the tiniest little amount to fall out. I have a little crease in my eyelid over here. I'm just gonna try to brush that away, just a little bit of sparkle, and we still have some sparkle there, so I don't feel like it's gonna, like, go completely away, but, you know, I'm okay with, like, a little tiny bit of sparkle. I think that it's fine. So I'm gonna go into the middle shade here. How does it already have cat hair on it? Like, I opened it on the bed, but the cat, he left me. He's not even in here. Look, I was in such a hurry to film. I legit just ripped open the FedEx package and left the box and the wrapper over there. I was like, I had my hair dried. I was, like, ready, even though I thought, like, okay, it's 5 o'clock. Like, it's not showing up today. So I'm just going to go in that and focus it right here in the center. But also kind of, like, blend it so there's no super harsh edges. Then what I'd like to do is right where the lighter color is meeting where I deepened up, I'm going to go into this little brush. It's just, I don't even know. I got it in a BoxyCharm. I think it's like that LaRouche brand, like the ones where you get 5 and it's supposed to be like $100 or something. This is just a short shadow brush. I'm going to go into the darker shimmer here. This one I really liked, Jude. And I'm just going to kind of put some of that right where the really light shimmer is meeting my, like, darkened crease here. Just kind of marry the darker into the lighter. I really like how that turned out. Let me throw on some mascara. I'm just gonna use my Benefit Magnet Mascara, but first things first, I am gonna take, that's a lip liner. I'm gonna take my Huda Life Liner. I love this freaking eyeliner, and I'm just gonna go just up through here and from the bottom go along my lash line. If you guys maybe are older, or you know, usually like eyeliner skips, or you know, don't wear eyeliner because you have a hard time keeping the line like controlled or really thin, I would definitely recommend that you try this one. This gives me the like closest to the lash line liner that I've ever tried. It has a very, very just detailed brush on it, brush tip. I've shown you guys before, but in case you're new to the channel, it looks like this. Okay, so now that we have our mascara on, I'm trying to figure out what to do for an inner corner. And I think I'm gonna just take that same little pencil brush that I use for, no, I don't want to use that one. Who am I kidding? I have a brush that's specifically called an inner corner brush, which is pretty awesome. It just looks something like this. And I'm just gonna go in with, what should we use? I think I'm just gonna use that first pink shade again, the Glitz. I'm gonna use that. And if it's not prominent enough for my highlight, then we can go into like a highlight palette. But I think, oh yeah, it's gonna be just fine. And I'm gonna just kind of bring it up and into the front of my eye look, just to kind of tie it all together. All right, so there we have it, our first eye look. If anyone is wondering what I'm wearing on my lips today, I have the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. This is in Amorosa. This was released when the Mini Love palette was released, and it's just a gorgeous mauve. I thought it would be like the perfect color for this, and I really, really like it. If you have not tried the Natasha Denona lip formula and you have it in your budget to do so, I highly suggest you do, because it is chef's kiss. Okay, so now we're gonna just jump right in, and we are going to do like a lighter look over here. For this one, I'm gonna just take a different blending brush, not one that's quite packed as dense as the E37, or is that what it was? Yeah, the E37, this is really good for like concealer and stuff, but it's just so densely packed that it's not super good at like really like fluffing out color. I'm gonna start with not that one. I'm actually gonna use my Refer number 13, and I'm just gonna go in first. I want to keep this, there's another freaking cat hair, oh my gosh. I want to keep this look a little bit lighter. I'm gonna go in to Nude Mauve in the crease. Let's just do it. Let's just see what happens. Some of these, like, I feel like are gonna look lighter, and then I put them on my skin and it's like, whoa, those are pigmented. So again, I'm just gonna trace the shape of my eye right in my crease. If you have hooded eyes, or, you know, like if sagging eyelids, anything like that, the Refer number 13 is like, if you could only buy one brush, I totally recommend that brush. So do a lot of other people that use it, because it's just the perfect size. It gets right in there to do, you know, any sort of like detail work, and it's really nice. And a lot of times these brushes, even though they are like, you know, natural hair, like really nice Japanese made brushes, you can get them in like the concept store at like 40% off. And the only thing you have to do for that is, once you get it and start using your brushes, you go on there and you answer like just a few questions. It's just like a, you know, clicks like survey type thing, you know, and like basically you're leaving a review and like what you thought, and like, you know, any way that you think that it could be made better. And then they'll, you know, you continue to get offers like that. And I think that that's really cool. It's definitely a neat way to add some really nice, super nice quality brushes to your collection. without having to, you know, like pay $40 a piece for them. And I'm all about quality at a, you know, a discounted rate. Like, everybody loves a deal. I'm going to continue using the, well, no, I'm going to use that one that we used to place products. So this is the Sigma E55. And I'm going to, since I went into nude mauve, I am going to, I wanted to keep this eye lighter, but I don't know now. Because now I'm like, well, do I want to do that? I think I'm going to go into Andy, the shade right here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful color. Get some of that on my brush, tap it off. And again, I'm just going to place it where I want it, focusing on the outer half of my lid. Sorry, I don't know why I just got so excited. We have quite a few new subscribers, so I just want to take a second and say welcome, and I really appreciate you being here. We are going to be having the 1,000 subscriber giveaway really soon. Someone had asked about it, and I use my phone still to film, and there's only room on it to do one video at a time, and there's just been so many new releases that I've had to kind of push it out. But no fear, like, it is coming, I promise you. In the next like week or two, I will get that up and going, so just make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm liking the way that looks, but I really can't tell a huge difference between those shades, at least in the amount that I'm putting on. So I'm going to go into a part right here. It's that like purpley brown, and I'm going to try placing that for depth. So yeah, if you are new, I'm really excited that you're here, and I've been really trying to you know, focus on posting more consistently. At the beginning of summer, I definitely kind of fell off. I had been doing, you know, at least 2 videos a week for most of the year. But, you know, summer and, you know, with the kid being home from school and stuff, it's definitely like a little bit of adjustment. But I can't even blame it all on that. It's literally me. I was just like, oh, it's summer. I'm being lazy. Oh my gosh, that's tough to admit, but it was the truth. Okay, if it looks uneven, it's definitely not the shadow. It's my skill level. So I'm going to wipe my brush off of my number 14, and I'm just going to try to clean this up just a little bit. I don't know why I wanted to like myself in my last video, because so many times I put the mirror right in front of the camera. Like, Crystal, you ding ding, like. Okay, alright, sorry about that. I had to take that phone call. It was my daughter's old school. We switched districts, and I let them know, and legitimately, like, her new school had contacted her old school to, you know, get her information as far as like registering for classes and whatnot. And they keep sending me emails about like the first day of school, and I wrote them, like, I replied, and I was like, hey, she doesn't go there anymore, she's actually at this school. And now they're like blowing me up that she's been absent for the last 2 days. It's like, she doesn't go there anymore. Okay, so I'm going to take apart the brown shade, and I'm going to take that on my tiny little pencil brush, my number 23. And I'm just going to bring that along the lower lash line. I'm going to try not to cover it up. Sometimes I like, if you want to know why I hang my mouth open like that, it's because if you have chubby cheeks, you know. If you don't have chubby cheeks, it's because I got a lot of little stuff right here. And oh my gosh, did I just get that on my face? No. Okay. If I like, then it kind of pulls the cheek down so I can really get in there and put the shadow where I want it. Now I'm going to go into, again, that that La Rouge brush, and I'm going to go into Nude Mauve and just blend that darker brown shade out. You know the drill. Okay, so now I really don't like this right here. I keep trying to make it less harsh, but I'm having a little trouble blending. Again, I think that's me. I'm gonna just take a little more on my placing brush of Andy and kind of pop it right here. And now that I have it there, I'm gonna take my 14 again and just kind of give it a little blendy blend. See if I can't get that to look a little better. I don't know. Okay, that's better. I'm happier with that for sure. Okay, so we did glitz on that side. So on this side, I'm gonna go into Psychedelic all over the lid, but this time I'm going to use a little bit of glitter primer. Just my NYX glitter glue here. Where's my little glitter gluey brush? I just use this little brush I got in a BoxyCharm. It's called from Lavish, and you know, it just takes a little tiny bit. And I'm gonna kind of use this to do like a half cut creasy type of situation. Like so, and then I'm gonna take that same brush that has that little bit of glitter glue on it, and I'm gonna go right in to Psychedelic. You can definitely tell the difference right away with the side that has the glitter glue. I feel like it just really helps the shadow to show up better. And I feel like it definitely helps with the longevity as well of your sparkles. So I'm just kind of literally like tapping it on there and just like placing it is more than, you know, really like blending it on. Okay, now I'm gonna take just the same brush because I feel like I really like it for placing shadows. And I wanna find really nice, I'm gonna go into Swing. That's a gorgeous, shimmery, metallic, yummy berry color. That's probably way too much, Crystal. Oh my gosh, okay. And I'm just gonna place that in this outer corner region and just kind of marry the dark and the light. I see I did it again, huh? Can you see me? How about now? How about now? I'm sorry. But see, I remembered at least. Okay, I absolutely love that. Let's go into Flexitarian from ColourPop. Super Shock highlighter, and I'm just gonna use that inner corner brush again, get some on there. Not that much. Get some on there and use that for my inner corner for this eye. I used to love Super Shocks, and then I kind of like, I don't know, like not fell out of love, but like they just kind of started falling a little more like by the wayside. But the last like I'd say 2 months, especially through summer, like I've really been loving them for like one and done type looks. And so I would like to know, I'm gonna actually do this on this side too. I would like to know, for any of you that are, you know, in love with ColourPop like me, what do you use to store your Super Shocks? I'm trying to find like some like acrylic type containers that like will fit them perfectly, where they won't, you know, roll around or break. You know, bonus, I would love to be able to see the colors without having to like pull each one out individually. So if you have a great storage solution, I would love to hear it. Please let me know in the comments. I mean, if you're able to like link the product so I can find it, that would be super helpful. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you guys too. I don't have like magic links or anything like that, but when I talk about products, Do you guys want me to start, like if I'm able to just link from the website, do you want me to put down those so that you can get to them? Is that like something that you guys are even interested in? I know most of the channels do it, but I wanted to ask because I never want to feel like I'm like trying to sell you something. I'm just trying, I'm a girl who loves makeup, trying to show you how something works so that you know, can better make a decision, like if you want to spend your money or not. So I would just, if you get a chance, like let me know. I actually dropped a little bit, if you want to know what I'm doing, I dropped a little bit of that highlighter like into my eye. And it's driving me nuts. It kind of messed up my line there, so I was just trying to fix that. Okay. Kind of blend that to the side just a little. I still feel a chunk of that Super Shock in my eyeball. Dang it. Okay. So let me throw on some mascara, and almost forgot. I'm going to throw on liner and mascara. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. Well, I'm back. You didn't go anywhere. I went ahead and just did line my entire eye with that Huda Beauty Lifeline. God, I always get it wrong. The Huda Beauty liner just came out, 19 bucks. Awesome. Love it. So I have a lighter eye and I have a more deep eye. I love them both. I think they both definitely have a similar vibe. I don't think you're going to get too far of an out there vibe with this because it's just all, you know, just different depths of the same tones overall, but it's so pretty. I am so glad that I purchased this. It does go on sale to the general public tomorrow. It's available on Natasha Denona's website. Now, I don't know if it is now. I pre-ordered mine. That's how I got it early. The first day it was available to pre-order, I pre-ordered it. The site always says that they're not going to ship it until launch day, but they never actually wait. And I didn't even pay $25 for the 2-day shipping. Like, I just went with a 3 to 5 day, and they still sent it 2-day shipping anyway. So thank you, Natasha Denona. We're girlfriends. Like, we do brunch on Sundays. But anyways, the palette is $65 US. It is absolutely stunning. I am so happy that I bought it. Like, absolutely no regrets. The quality is really nice. Yeah, I think that if this is one you've been eyeing, I definitely, if you have it in your budget, go ahead and go for it. It's getting the thumbs up from me, but I love all my Natasha Denona palettes, so I didn't think this was going to be any sort of an exception, except for that. Like, what is that? Why is my A like that? Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.